Today we're talking about The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel, a book that doesn't try to teach how to get rich fast, but instead explains why people behave so strangely with money even when they're smart. Before getting into the review, here's a brief synopsis. Published in 2020, The Psychology of Money explores how personal experiences, emotions, ego, fear, and luck shape our financial decisions far more than our intelligence or technical knowledge. Through short, easy to read chapters and real world examples, Morgan Housel argues the financial success is less about spreadsheets and more about behavior. How you think, react, and stay consistent over long periods of time. This makes what makes this book stand out. The biggest strength of this book is its simplicity without being shallow. Housel doesn't bombard you with formulas, stock tips, or complex financial jargon. Instead, he focuses on something far more important: human behavior. One of the core ideas that really stuck with me is that everyone has a different relationship with money because everyone's life experience is different. Someone who grew up during a recession will view risk differently from someone who grew up during a bull market. Neither is stupid, they are just shaped by different realities. The idea alone explains why financial arguments are so pointless. People aren't disagreeing over numbers, they're disagreeing over lived experiences. Another powerful theme in this book is luck versus risk. Housel makes it very clear that success stories often overemphasize skill and completely ignores luck. At the same time, failures are judged harshly without acknowledging bad timing or uncontrollable circumstances. This doesn't mean effort doesn't matter. It does. But it's a reminder to stay humble in success and compassionate in failure. One chapter I found particularly relatable is about knowing when you have enough. The book argues that the hardest financial skill isn't earning money, it's not needing to prove yourself. Ego pushes people to take unnecessary risks, stretch their lifestyle, or chase status they don't actually need. Many people don't lose money because they lack intelligence. They lose it because they can't stop when they are already winning. This part hit close to home because it applies far beyond money. In daily life, we often overextend ourselves mentally, emotionally, financially just to keep up appearances. The idea that having enough is a form of freedom really reframes what success looks like. Long term thinking and compounding. The book also does an excellent job explaining compounding, not just as a financial concept but as a life principle. Small, boring, consistent actions done over a long time outperform dramatic, risky moves. The problem is that compounding is invisible in the short term, so most people do get impatient and quit early. This is something I relate to deeply. We live in a world obsessed with quick results, viral success, overnight wealth, instant validation. The psychology of money quietly argues that patience is not just a virtue, it's a competitive advantage. The people who succeed are often the ones who simply stay in the game long enough. What I appreciate most about this book is that it doesn't judge. It doesn't call people stupid for making bad decisions. Instead, it explains why reasonable people make unreasonable choices when money is involved. Fear, greed, trauma, pride, these things affect everyone. It also doesn't pretend that money can be controlled perfectly. Housel repeatedly emphasizes that the goal isn't to predict the future but to build a margin of safety so you can survive when things go wrong. That mindset alone is far more practical than chasing the perfect strategy. If you're looking for stock tips, market predictions, or step by step investing formulas, this book is not for you. But if you want to understand why people panic during crashes, why smart people still make bad financial decisions, why consistency beats brilliance, and how money ties into freedom, security, and peace of mind, then this book is absolutely worth your time. The Psychology of Money is one of those rare books that changes how you think, not just what you know. It made me aware of my own biases, impatience, and emotional reactions, not just with money but life in general. It doesn't promise wealth, it doesn't sell fantasies, it teaches restraint, humility, patience, and long term thinking. And honestly, in a world obsessed with shortcuts, that might be its greatest strength.